Hello YouTube, here we have a 2005 Scion TC with the famous panoramic moonroof. It's such a great moonroof that if you have one that does not work, it's worth the repair. I'll show you what I mean. You may have a 2005 to 2010 Scion TC that sunroof no longer works. You'll have some intermittent closing issues. Sometimes you could play with the buttons a little bit and make it close. But the actual problem is that the gears inside the moonroof or the sunroof is broken, and eventually they break. So there's a lot of videos out there about changing out the switch, changing out the motor. It's none of that. It is the gear drive, or the belt drive that opens and closes the moonroof, the sunroof. So here it is. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like with the headliner taken off. So this is two gears. This is where the center console is. This is where your motor would normally be, and this is where the gears are. You see how it's all folded? It's not supposed to be folded, it's supposed to be flat. So what happens is the motor jams, and then it just eventually just completely rips off or gets stuck inside of the trails. So follow and thumbs up this video if you want to see how I got the headliner removed and the new gear set and motor put in for a full repair. All right, folks, this is what I got from eBay. Someone on eBay sells this great kit. It's basically the entire motor assembly with the traction belts and the full rails. This actually comes as a set. You can't actually remove this. This is actually together. So you can only buy it as a set. Sometimes they'll sell it without the motor, but this one I got with the motor because when I got the car used, it didn't come with the motor. Someone already, messed around with it. So first step is to remove the headliner. I'll show you how that's done. Okay, a couple of steps to remove the headliner. Take off the visors, take off the visor clips, take off the side door handles, or the handles above the doors. Okay, so they go actually here with the little clips right here. Okay. These actually, you take off the cover and then you just pry on these prongs, and then the handle comes off. Same thing with the well, not the same thing, but the visors are pretty easy. There's screws. You unscrew it, and then the visor comes off, and then the part that actually attaches to hold up the other end of the visor, you just give it a little twist and then pull out. Okay, so there's actually a pretty big, as you can see on this headliner, there's a big plastic lip right on the front of the sunroof. You just pull that back. You just pull that back, and then it starts to drop. Okay, and then all along the headliner, there's Velcro pretty much. See where this clear part is right here? There's actually a piece of Velcro that's supposed to be there, and then the Velcro just actually attaches to the frame here, and you just slowly pry down. But before you do that, there's actually a few more clips that you have to get to. There's actually a clip in the back over here. This is for the coat hook that's up there. It's just use a little flathead screwdriver, open up the cover, and then there's a screw, there's a 10 millimeter bolt inside. There's two clips, okay, that go up into the headliner in the back, and then there's a center light console. The center light console, you take off the clear lens, okay? And then there's two little plastic tabs that you pull back, and then it comes right off. So the plastic tabs are like right there. So that's what it looks like. You pull these tabs in. And then again, the headliner continues to come down. Pull out the rubber seal around your door so your headliners fall down. And then so next move would be to remove the metal bars, and then there's two metal brackets. And the plastic, you see the little plastic honeycomb kind of thing? You have to remove that to get to the bracket. So it's actually another, the whole job, I'd probably say about 3 or 4 hours. So I'll keep going and film some more. Thanks. Okay, so this is what it looks like First thing you do is remove this plastic grill or plastic something filler. You remove this, and there's just little clips on the back here. They're just like little sandwich clips or whatever. You just use a little flathead screwdriver, you pry it open, you pry it out of there, then the thing pops out. Next is there's a center black beam here. Okay. Very simple. There's a metal bracket, heavy duty metal bracket, unbolt. These are all 10mm bolts. Take all these bolts out, and then this retractor, the interior sunroof cover will be able to be removed from here. So we'll go ahead and do that. The bracket removed. Okay. This black rail in the middle drops out. And then as this drops out, there's a little plastic plug here, and that drops off of the rail. Once it drops out of the rail, then you can actually just slide this in, and then the inner slider comes off. Same thing with the back side, you just slide it over and pull it out. Okay, so I got to about this point. Everything is pretty much removed. Started removing some bolts and some brackets. And so one thing you need to do is try to lift the sunroof up a little bit so there's a little gap. And the way to do this is you could gently tap on the top of this sunroof. Tap, tap, tap like this. Tap, 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 and then it pops open. If it doesn't pop open, like mine, what happened was my railings are all messed up. And over here too, on both sides. So this is the retractor on one side, and this is the retractor on the other side. So it's all messed up. So what you have to do is you have to maneuver, wiggle this a little bit, and even I took a pair of pliers here. Take a pair of pliers here, and grabbed it and pushed it backwards. So that allowed me to open up the sunroof just enough so that in the gap here, there's a screw here and a screw here. Okay, it's a little hard to see. Screw there you have to remove. Once that's removed, the glass actually comes off, and you have to have the glass to come off in order for this to be removed. So that's the next step. And then there are a bunch of nuts and bolts here and here. Once you remove this whole rail, this stainless steel rail comes out. So we'll go through there. I'm going to take off the glass now. All right, so this is the sunroof rail in demonstration mode here, and in demonstration mode here. So I have the rails. I can't get the sunroof completely open. So basically, this is the closed position of the sunrail or the sunroof, and I'm at around this position right here. So you can access this one bolt, two bolts, but you can't access this third one. So this third one, you actually have to open it up all the way to about this position before you can access it. There seems to be a cover in the way, a black cover like this right here in the way. I can't seem to get that off. So I'm gonna try to play around with that a little bit, and then also see if I could retract this sunroof even more. You could tell this this plastic ribbon is broken and wavy. So it actually doesn't retract into the housing anymore. So yours may be a little different. Yours may be easier or harder. But anyways, this is where I'm at, and keep following. Okay, folks, this is what I did. I had to cut off some of the sleeve on this rail here, and then I used my little pliers or a little cutoff tool and grabbed it here and pushed it, fed it in little by little until it reached a point where you could actually manually use your hand to open and close the sunroof. Okay, so once you get to this point, it opens about an inch, 2 inches, then you can actually access the screw, the last and final screw there that takes off the sunroof glass. Once you take off the sunroof glass, you get loosen all of the brackets and the sunroof rails fall. Okay, after you remove the sunroof glass, what you want to do is remove this hex here and then remove this cover. I've already removed the rails on this side, but on that side you can tell if you remove the cover, you can actually remove the whole rail. You also need to do, before you move the rails, actually push this rail back so that it actually sits over the window. You have a little easier time getting it out. Again, remove that bolt, and then this bracket slides out of the rails. Okay, so I generally have the new one installed here. I put some temporary nuts here just to hold it in place, but it's fairly simple. After you get the glass off, this whole thing just drops off, and then you know, there's a couple of brackets that you have to take off, you know, but then, you know, reverse is pretty simple. I think you would install this equipment in here in place first. It's temporary, holding it up here. Open it up and then install everything else, and then close it up and then put the glass on last. So that's what I would do. So I think I'll videotape it when I finish it up further. Thanks. Okay, so this is what it looks like with the rails installed back on. You got the brackets there, got another bracket here. There's about 10, 12 bolts and nuts to account for. After you install that, you install the cover rail on top with the glass still out of the car. So this is the rail we pulled off of the top here. It just slides in, hooks in here, and then slides forward. And you want to make sure the holes line up, and put your screw back in here, and then do the same thing on the other side. And then that's when you can put your glass back on. But what I would do is I would power this up first, let the motor run, open and close, make sure it works, everything's working, nothing is kinked. So this is what it looks like opening and closing. And then closing. Just want to show people in case you want to have any troubleshooting issues. So what we want to do is we want to leave it around a little more than right there and stop it right there, so that all three bolt holes are exposed, and then we put the glass back on. So one thing to do is, you see a little Velcro right here? These actually pop off when you pull off of the headliner here. So in order for us to put it back on, you would remove it from the rail here, and then they actually come off like little squares like this, And I just use a little super glue and put some adhesive in the back and glue them back on, so that the headliner doesn't sag when you put it up there. So it makes it nice and firm. So make sure you do that. All right, folks, first mistake of this install, this reinstall, is that this is the center of the sunroof, between the two split sunroofs. So this is the back sunroof and the front sunroof. This bar goes in first, and then the metal brackets go over it. Okay, so that's how it fits. I made a mistake of putting the bracket in before this black metal. So once that fits in, everything fits in snug. Okay, folks, this is the sunroof all done, all completed on the 2005 Scion TC. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up for everybody to see. It pops open, then it opens up all the way. Has all the rails, new rails inside. Okay, kind of lifts up like this. And then the rear glass is just a fixed panel glass. So and then this glass on the front pops up too. I'm gonna close it for everybody. This is halfway, and then you gotta push the button again. Everything pops down. All right, thanks for watching, folks. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to Debt Free Cars. Stay out of debt, pay cash for cars. Debt Free Cars is here to help. Please subscribe.